Richard, I wanted to come back over to you because under your leadership, we've also seen Binance expanding quite significantly. What is the next big growth market for you? Because you're also pushing into licensed markets in particular, helping to develop regulation in some of the markets where you're operating too. So where to next?
Well, there are so many bright spots, right? So we deploy internationally. By today, we have close to 300 million users. Our ambition is to bring in the next 1 billion users into crypto industry, and we are all working together on that front. But if you look at it, there are many bright spots around the world. Latin America is moving very, very fast. Different parts of Asia Pacific, this region, Middle East, again, is growing very quickly. But in terms of rules and regulations, they are still not uniform throughout the world. There's a lot of harmonization that needs to be done. And many countries have still not developed their framework. Just now, I was just talking to a user from a different country who said, hey, my friend wants to buy a million in Bitcoin and finds it very difficult because in that country, they still experience the banking issue, right? And there are still too many hurdles, right? So how do we work with global governments around the world, policymakers around the world, to remove all these unfair hurdles that's imposed on crypto, that's not imposed on any other sector, including the banking sector, right? So the more we can work together on that front to bring in a uniform set of standards, to remove the debanking issue, to remove the hurdles, you are going to bring in a lot more people into the industry. And by industry partners working together to really embrace crypto adoption, deployment, building the use cases together, which is extremely important, bring across much better education for the masses of what this technology stands for and how it changes the lives of so many people around the world. I think those will be very important for us to continue to grow.
There's going to be a new leadership structure at Binance
Yes.
as well. I'm wondering if you could maybe take us inside what that change is ultimately going to mean. And as an extension to that, I have to ask you as well, do you think President Trump's pardon of CZ has made it harder to demonstrate that Binance has changed?
No, so if you look at it, right, so we have made some missteps in the past, in the very early days, but really the landscape then was totally different, right? Even today, the rules and regulations are just still developing, still quite nascent. The US again went from empty crypto to now providing clarity in terms of rules, but if you think about many other places in the world, they are still not giving that clarity in that space, right? So in the early days, we make some missteps, but as with all responsible entity, we acknowledge them, make amends, and invest greatly into the areas of compliance. So by now, we are the most regulated entity globally with 21 different jurisdictions spanning the globe in terms of different areas. And we will continue to invest very greatly into the areas of compliance. So if you look at our compliance headcount, it accounts for 22% of our global headcount. So about 1,300 people in compliance working across the globe to make sure that we uphold high standards. Compliance spend goes up 30% year on year for the last 2 to 3 years. And this is an area that we will continue to invest quite greatly in. So today we are very, very excited to announce a new leadership structure with He as co-CEO. And He is not unfamiliar to many people within the crypto and Binance infrastructure and ecosystem, right? She's a co-founder, she has been there from the start, and she has been driving a lot of changes and driving the growth of Binance. She's very passionate about community, user focus, building our strategy from bottom up. And we will continue to work together hand in hand. Today, Binance is a much more complex organization than before. We see our growth continue to grow quite exponentially globally. So we started 2024 with 170 million users. Today it stands at 300 million users, and the pace of growth is going to be very, very exponential going forward. So we need a lot of support from not only each other, but also from the senior leadership team to continue to navigate the path forward.
Really looking forward to seeing how that continues to evolve and how the business continues to grow. You know, I've got to say, one of the privileges of being a CNBC journalist is that I can ask whatever I like. I never give away my questions in advance. Richard never knows what he's going to be asked, and he always takes my questions with such pride and also such transparency. So thank you for being so honest with the questions there, Richard.